Hey, good morning and greetings from the Research Triangle. I'm Bill Bateman, CEO at gowheels, Inc. And we've uncovered a problem. And the problem is the wheel. And yes, they've been around since the Bronze Age, but they have their flaws. They are dangerous to install, they are not recyclable, and they cost too much. What have we done about it? Literally, we have reinvented the wheel. We have made it easy to install, recyclable, and so that it saves a boatload of money. Now, before I get into a demonstration, let me give you some background data. There are 35 million of these in the U.S. retail sector. There are 140 million of these in the U.S. retail sector. They weigh about a pound apiece. They are replaced every 2 years, and they are not recyclable because of the mixed material stream. Our claims, we'll discuss those when we go through a little demonstration here. So here's what a retailer knows when he orders a shopping cart OEM at manufacturer. They're going to put on a wheel, and I have several manufacturers, they're all the same. He puts on this wheel. What he knows that is in 2 years, a guy's going to drive his truck by his store, find the carts out by the loading dock, he's going to take that wheel off, and he's going to put another one on. 2 years later, comes that same truck, going to put this one on. 2 years later, same truck, ooh, he's got a new truck. He's going to put a new one on. Finally, he puts the last one on. We assume a 10-year average life expectancy of a well-maintained cart. Now, I'm going to need both hands to do this, so I'm sorry for this, but I'll try to speak up. So here is our forever wheel. When we put this device on a shopping cart, it stays on for the life of the cart. We have engineered this for a 10-year life expectancy. Here is how it is our forever wheel to you. So here's how it comes from the cart manufacturer. So they would specify our wheel OEM. And what happens that our outer tire is made of the same material that the others are made of, TPU. And what happens is an entry-level employee simply takes a dangerous tool like a Allen wrench set and removes locking pins that serve kind of like the master link on a bicycle chain. And he removes the tire. You will notice the forever wheel is not removed from the cart or caster while doing this. Sets that aside, takes a new one. He straps it on. And for you mechanical people, you probably already got this, but what is happening here is I'm using tension as we pull this around, compression as we pull it down, and then we insert the locking pins again. And in about a minute's time, we have, without the use of dangerous tools, replace the wheel. $10, $4. This is directly recyclable. What we've done is we've taken 35,000 tons of plastic waste and turned it to zero. We've turned a $10 cost to replace that wheel to a $4 cost. Are there any questions?
All right. Nice job, Bill. Definitely grabbed my attention right in the beginning. So that was great when you said we actually reinvented the wheel. So that was compelling. I think you went a bit overboard on the demonstration, though.
Okay.
As I said, I have 10 things I'd love to see in a 5-minute pitch. There's no way you're going to hit all 10.
Got it.
But I saw on your website that you've raised $400,000. That's good to tell us. Tell us more about that traction. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'd like to know competition. What's your revenue model? Tell us a little bit more about yourself, the market, and probably what's your go-to-market strategy. All those things. Again, you're not going to be able to fit all of those into a 5-minute pitch.
Yeah.
But I'd love to hear a little bit more. The things about raising $400,000. That's a good traction metric to give us, which is going to further grab us. Do you have any retailers that are live? I would love to know that you've actually used this.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
to answer your questions, let me tell you where we are right now. Yes, we're through round B. We closed round B. Raised $400,000. What we did was where's our patent guy? Where's our patent attorney? So we've received NOA on our patent a couple of weeks ago. So we're looking in the next 3-4 weeks, keep your fingers crossed, that we get a patent for a wheel with a replaceable tire. We're the only one on the planet. To answer your question about competition, there is none. There are no other. We have just filed in Canada for protection. We are already patent pending PCT in the EU. So all of that's going to kind of happen over the 6 months. What is happening right now is what I have shown you is our last prototype, if you will. We made some changes, so you're not seeing those. But we're in the next week, we'll be sending our wheel along with 12 of the 3 larger ones in the space to Auburn University, and they have a division down there called NCAT, National Center for Asphalt Testing. They will do a control test against the 3 most common in the space and ours, publish a paper on it. So we're hoping that's going to come out at the end of September. We're hoping to receive our patent at the end of September. We already have 3 kind of regional retailers agreed to do a field trial. We have 1 national agreed to do a field trial. So what all of that comes out, let's assume that we don't have to make any changes after the trial is completed at NCAT. We're in manufacturing, so we have single cavity molds. So we'll just go ahead and manufacture 3,000-4,000 of these things and get them out in the space, and over 3-4 weeks, let them kind of test it for function. Is it easy? Is it really safe to do what I just did? And test it for customer reaction to the sustainability component.
That's great. I mean, you just rattled off several traction metrics. Put that up there. We'd like to see that you've raised 400, that you have 3 retailers, that Auburn's going to do this stuff.
Yeah, okay.
I think that would be, of the 5 minutes, just spending a minute on traction can tell I'm a traction guy. It would be really compelling to the audience.
Yeah, thank you.
I would just echo what Rob said, about this. It's you had 5 minutes, and you grabbed my attention immediately. I love it. Like the wheel with the actual product demonstration, that was cool too, if you had 45 minutes, but you had 5, and and the answer to this is not try to stuff all sorts of information into another minute. It's just changing the thing, but it's really interesting idea. But you got to put some business stuff in there. Like I didn't know if you were manufacturing it yourself. I know that you have all this information, but you just in the 5 minutes it wasn't communicated to us. So I was like, okay, so what are you asking for? Like where are you as a business? Is this a business? I mean, is this do you sell the patent to some giant company and you're done, or are you going to try to manufacture this stuff? And
Great.
Where? In your basement? You know, like,
Yeah, we're manufacturing now. We're manufacturing in Taiwan. We have 2 facilities, one in China, which we've shut down until the tariff issue is settled. We moved things to Taiwan. They're in place. We have another wheel manufacturer in the U.S. so that we will manufacture this as well in U.S. so that we can made in the USA.
Yep.
So
No,
yeah.
it's
Okay.
You're absolutely onto something, so I think
yeah.
that's
I
great.
mean, that's my impression too. But it's just in the 5 minutes, it's like we need to hear a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But
to tell you what the ask is, this kind of thing is good because what we envision is that, let's say what can happen? 2 things can happen. This thing just die on the vine. We could have created the best dog food in the world, but we can't get the dogs to eat it. Okay? Or people like it. And what happens if they do? Well, then do we build a business and at some point license, sell, or whatever? Short term, long term. We don't know. We're going to need help with that. We have investors in the B round that are very savvy and have been in the retail business, not in the manufacturing business per se, that we'll be looking for guidance from. We're going to have to put all this in once all this stuff comes together at the end of September, we're going to have to put together some sort of marketing plan. We're going to need to talk to people about that. And plus, if we had a strategic, we've got dumb money, okay? Don't get me wrong. But if we had that strategic partner that is connected, to the retail sector, this thing could go 10x and then a 10x. We don't know. So,
you might want to keep the dumb money comment to private conversations. You guys,
Yeah, let's
got any
open it up
questions?
to the audience.
So, question, how often are you replacing the wheels? Because I guess this chart over here says every year, that apply based on different clients.
Right.
You're replacing the wheel every 2 years,
yes.
and I guess it'd be nice if you could extend that to 36 months and say, okay, we're going to save you money down the road, but also what are you saving in labor costs? How much time are you saving, comparing the two? So
Yeah.
if you can show that savings to people,
yeah.
that'd be
Yeah.
helpful.
That's good.
Well, they're all kind of outliers, liars, if you will, that are savings. We'll be shooting elephants. We won't be going after, pardon me if you're here, we won't be going after a Walgreens per se for the economic component because their carts, they move in and out and they're not carrying a great load. But you take somebody like Costco, Walgreens, or Kroger, or Lowe's, or whatever, man, they run those carts like a rented mule, and they replace a lot of wheels. Okay, they're the ones that can save the money. This is all based on data we gleaned from a 2015 BASF report to NSF on retail shopping carts. Not that we were looking for that, but they had some internal stuff in there. Very, very useful. We've talked to people. The large ones that are in and out a lot, their cycle rate, instead of every 2 years, it's every 18 months. Okay, so we'll send this out. So if we get an inquiry, are we going on a meeting with a procurement officer or a facilities manager, whatever? This thing is sent to them. It's just an Excel spreadsheet, and they can go in, and if I've put in their own number of stores, their own carts, facility managers know that, what their cycle rates are, how many wheels they replace, they can figure all that, and what's their replacement cost. They change all that, and boom, it says more store relevant results, if you will. So this is just but it's.
You mentioned the Krogers, the Albertsons, Safeways, Costco's,
Yes.
and whatnot, and I think one thing I'd like to see is there are 35 million of these things out there, 140 million wheels to be replaced. What's your strategy to kind of go after some of those big ones, right? To say, let's go use one of these as a pilot to make sure that this works and you're satisfied, because if Kroger hears you're doing it at Publix or Food Line and they're saving money, then it makes it easier for you to go forward. So I'd like to see more of a strategy of, you know, I know there's a huge market, but let's focus on getting part of that market right away. And so what's the strategy?
Okay, so we already have 3 in that list that you ordered. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody on the West Coast yet. But we got somebody in New York, somebody in Florida, and somebody in Seattle for local stores, and somebody in St. Louis for a smaller store that are going to do field tests. So we'll have them in those stores, and they'll run them for 3 or 4 weeks, do all this, see if they like it. If they like it, yeah, it's Katie bar the door.
Go Wheels, everybody.